One of the most outspoken voices from the right belongs to syndicated columnist and attorney Ann Coulter. Her new book is called Godless, The Church of Liberalism. Ann Coulter, good morning. Welcome back.
Good morning.
David Gregory just mentioned, if you ask people in this country what they care about today, they say Iraq, they care about gas prices. Things like gay marriage and flag burning are way, way down on the list. Yet that's what the president's talking about this week. That's what the Senate's taking up. Why?
I don't know what people are talking about or how David Gregory knows that, but I do know that gay marriage amendments have been put on the ballots in about 20 states now and have passed by far larger numbers than Bush won the election
But the president talked about it in 2004 and then basically never talked about it again until now. Obviously, we're in an election cycle, gearing up for the midterm elections. Isn't this just an overt way to say to this social conservative base, look, I'll talk about it again, come out and vote for me, even though that base knows he's not going to talk about it again for the next 2 years?
I think they also know he's not running again. So why does he care?
Here's how E.J. Dionne puts it in the Washington Post this morning. Quote, the Republican Party thinks its base of social conservatives is a nest of dummies who have no memories and respond like bulls whenever red flags are waved in their faces. You agree with that?
That the base are dummies?
Yeah,
or that
that basically he can wave a red flag and they're going to run to the polls and respond to him.
They don't need, I'm saying, they don't need to respond to him. Why would he be pandering to anyone? He's not running again.
He's not running again, but they want the voters to turn out in the midterm elections. They don't want to lose control of the Congress.
Well, maybe they want to do what the voters want. And it's, I mean, whatever you can say about whether or not Bush has a mandate, the mandate against gay marriage is pretty strong. I mean, it passed by like 85% in Mississippi. Even in Oregon, and that was the state that the group supporting gay marriage fixated on and they outspent their opponents by like 40-1.
Let me try it this way.
It passed even there.
Do you think George
is a
Bush,
mandate against
do you
gay
think
marriage.
George Bush in his heart really cares strongly about that issue?
I don't know what anybody cares in his heart.
Would you take a guess? I mean, you know, people around the president,
I know
the
what
vice
Americans think because they keep voting over and over and over again. Overwhelmingly, they reject gay marriage.
The president's
so why is that a bad thing for politicians to respond to what is overwhelmingly a mandate?
Because they seem to selectively respond to it at times where we're in an election cycle.
I don't know. I mean, on one hand, you say it isn't that important. On the other hand, you say, well, it took him a while to get to it. Maybe it took a while to get to it because it's not that important.
The president's approval ratings right now in the low 30s. What's the main reason for that, in your opinion?
He hasn't read my book yet.
No, really.
There's an important book that comes out
What's
today,
the
Matt.
main reason for it, in your opinion?
I don't know. I mean, I think his stand on immigration probably isn't helpful.
Okay, let me tell you what you said to me. I asked you that very same question October of 2005. You were here. At the time, the president's approval ratings were about 40%. Here's what you said at that time.
I think all he has to do is, he's made one mistake, Harriet Miers. He just has to eliminate that mistake and everything will be fine.
He just has to eliminate that mistake. Everything will be fine. She eliminated herself.
I didn't realize he was going to make additional mistakes.
Okay, so is immigration the only mistake? What about Iraq? I mean, don't we tend to find a scapegoat issue when the real reason is Iraq and that's a hard problem to fix?
I don't think so. I mean, and that's the one thing he's doing right, and that the Democrats are incapable of doing, and that is fighting the war on terrorism.
Well, no, I'm talking about the war in Iraq, not the war on terrorism.
Right. I consider them the same thing, thus.
All right, let me give you some...
we didn't invade Guatemala.
Let me give you some quotes from your book, all right? These are random.
Yes. Now we're the subject I wanted.
Environmentalist energy plan is a repudiation of American Christian destiny, which is jet skis, steak on the electric grill, hot showers, and night skiing. Liberalism is a religion, a comprehensive belief system denying the Christian belief in man's immortal soul, and you go on to say liberalism is the opposition party to God. How do you think Democrats who believe in God are going to feel about that statement?
They probably won't like it. They don't like a lot of things I say.
Is it a fair statement, you think?
Yes.
How about this one?
Yes, that's why I wrote a book about it.
Referring to liberals again, to a liberal, 2,200 military deaths in the entire course of a war in Iraq is unconscionable, but 1.3 million aborted babies in America every year is something to celebrate.
Yes.
You think people celebrate?
Yeah, they manifestly do. There are huge rallies for it. That is the one issue that's more important to the Democratic Party than any other.
Do you think they celebrate the right to choose or the actual abortion?
The Democrats got into the White House was Bill Clinton. I take that as a fair assessment of whom the Democrats will choose as their representative. Bill Clinton sold out every single special interest group, the criminal rights group, the welfare bureaucrats. The one group he would not stand up to were the abortion ladies, vetoing bans on partial birth abortion, a gruesome procedure passed by overwhelming majorities in the House and Senate. Twice, Clinton vetoed that. That tells you what the Democratic Party thinks about abortion.
Do you believe everything in the book, or do you put some things in there just to cater to your base?
No, of course I believe everything.
All right. On the 9/11 widows, and in particular a group that had been outspoken and critical of the administration, these self-obsessed women seemed genuinely unaware that 9/11 was an attack on our nation and acted as if the terrorist attack only happened to them. They believed the entire country was required to marinate in their exquisite personal agony. Apparently, denouncing Bush was an important part of their closure process, and this part is the part I really need to talk to you about. These broads are millionaires, lionized on TV and in articles about them, reveling in their status as celebrities and stalked by grieferazzis. I've never seen people enjoying their husband's death so much.
Yes.
Because they dare to speak out?
To speak out using the fact that they're widows. This is the left's doctrine of infallibility. If they have a point to make about the 9/11 Commission, about how to fight the war on terrorism, how about sending in somebody we're allowed to respond to? No. We always have to respond to someone who just had a family member die.
But aren't they the people
because then if
in the
we
middle
respond,
of the story?
oh, you're questioning their authenticity. No,
so
the story
grieve quietly.
No, the story is an attack on the nation.
And by the way,
that requires a foreign policy response.
And
that
by the
does
way,
not entail
they also criticized the Clinton administration for their failures leading up to 9/11.
Not the ones I'm talking about.
No, they have.
No.
They have.
No.
But is your message to them just
They were
grieve
cutting commercials for Kerry. They were using their grief in order to make a political point while preventing anyone from responding.
If you lose a husband, you no longer have the right to have a political point of view?
No, but don't use the fact that you lost a husband as the basis for your being able to talk about it while preventing people from responding. Let Matt Lauer make the point. Let Bill Clinton make the point. Don't put up someone I'm not allowed to respond to without questioning the authenticity of their grief.
But apparently you are allowed to respond to them.
Well, yeah, I did.
Right, so in other words...
But that is the point of liberal infallibility, of putting up Cindy Sheehan, of putting out these widows, of putting out Joe Wilson. No, you can't respond. It's their doctrine of infallibility.
Well, what I'm saying is
have somebody else make the argument.
I'm saying is I don't think they've ever told you can't respond. So why can't they make their point?
You're getting testy with me.
No, I'm just. I think it's a dramatic statement. These broads, you know, are millionaires stalked by grieferazzis. I've never seen people enjoying their husband's death so much.
They're all over the news.
The book is called Godless, The Church of Liberalism. Ann Coulter. Always fun to have you.
Hey, where's Katie? Did she leave or something?
She did. 7:17, and now here's Ann.